here. All I really needed to do is butter my tin. But butter about the size you think you're going to use. Because if you butter it all, it'll spread oil out. The butter will let it slide out.
Okay.
Right? Now, if you're doing 12, that's all right, because that's the big size. But I'm going to do a 6. So I'm only going to butter the amount that my egg white will cover.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll get a big, thin one, you know, instead of letting it rise.
Gotcha. Let that go!
That's it, she's all in.
Take flame as gradually increase the speed. Some?
Yeah. Well, because it's meringue, it can go really fast. There's no point doing it up to this speed.
Yeah!
Just thinking. You see the difference in the appearance now of thickening up. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it off.
Yep.
So that, and look at it.
Yep.
So I'm sure. See, I can only really tell by doing that.
Yep.
And that's very nearly, but I'd say a little bit more. But it's very, very near now.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'll give it just a little bit more, and then I'll put in the last ingredients.
Wow, that's only been 5 minutes, but it's a very good.
This is a very powerful machine. See how it's quite firm now, and you can see the peaceful form.
Yep.
Okay. Now is the time to put in the vanilla.
Okay.
Now I will make it a little less. It is a 6, not a 12. So I'll put smallish.
A small teaspoon.
Yes. Small teaspoon of that. A small. Is that vinegar?
And so you can't, now that it's finished, the hard peaks have formed. You can't waste any time in throwing the extra.
That's right. You can't just
ingredients in.
So I'll have a little less than that.
Then goes the vinegar. You put in the vanilla.
Smallish. And just a level teaspoon of flour, because it's a 612.
And that's corn flour.
This is corn flour.
Okay, a level. So if you're doing a 12-egg pavlova, you'd put in a heaped.
See, that will do nicely for that size. It's an exact science, but it's not that exact, you know. Okay, keeping it in the centre, not letting it go. It's going to sort of relax out anyway, to some extent.
So it's a 12-inch pad, but you're sort of plopping it in the middle.
Yeah.
So that's a good, 2 inches tall, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, if I wanted, I have tried this, but I didn't find it worth the effort. You can make what they call a collar. You get a piece of this sort of paper, or brown paper, because brown paper you can also put in the oven. And you make it as high as your pav is roughly at this stage, because it goes down in the oven before it comes up again.
Okay.
And so you make it at the stage it is now, and you put it round and pin it or whatever to make it stay. You know what I mean?
Yep.
A collar like the other way around it. That gives you a more, you know how they look in the shop when they've got a really straight side? But I think a homemade one that just sort of does its own thing to it a little bit. And if your mixture's stiff enough as this is, you don't need it anyway.
Excellent.
It's not going to spread out that much. To keep it flattish on top, you don't want a peaked looking one. But by pressing it down, don't let it get too big on the diameter either.
Okay. That's covering up about 2/3.
That's looking pretty good, don't you reckon?
I reckon. Good enough to eat.
You can do a little bit of that to control the shape a little bit, but it's all optional. Just throw it in without any of that and you'll be alright. Into the oven. At about 120 for about an hour and a half.
Oh goodness.
Yes.
Done.
Yep. Now I'll set that I'll actually set it at an hour.
Mhm.
You don't open the oven, that's another thing, it's like a sponge, you can't open the oven.
Okay. Yep.
But I'll have a look at it at about an hour
Mhm.
and judge how long it will take.
Excellent.
Yes. It may take as much as another half hour from an hour. But better to have...
And how do you know when it's done?
It will start to have a slight browny, goldy tinge.
Mhm.
And it will sort of just look firm.
Excellent.